What do you see when you look into the mirror? A collection of flaws that to be fixed? A work in progress? Or a masterpiece that is complete in uniqueness? In a world that is obsessed with fitting in, we tend to forget one fundamental truth. I am who I am. You are who you are. And that's our superpower. But society has other ideas, doesn't it? It tells women that we are not thin enough, not pretty enough, not young enough, not perfect enough. And it tells men that they're not tough enough, not successful enough, and not man enough. It still goes ahead and tells our children that they're not cool enough, not smart enough, oh God, not enough, period. But let's talk some numbers, shall we? Okay, the clicker failed me. But it's all right. Is that okay? Studies show that 91% of women are unhappy with their bodies, unhappy with how they look like, and resort to unhealthy eating habits. But why? Because we are bombarded with 400 to 600 advertisements daily telling us that we are not good enough. The media and the society is trying to squeeze us in a box and trying to make us fit to their narrative. Let me give you my example from my childhood. As you can see, I'm chubby. I always have been. I didn't have a problem. But when I was a teenager, I was body shamed by my own family. Maybe not intentionally, it happens quite frequently in Indian households. And the worst part is, most victims don't even realize that they're being shamed. I was devastated. It did affect me a lot. I was laughed at, I was mocked at, and my body weight has always been a subject to ridicule at every Indian ceremony that I attended. And I, just like any other teenager, resorted to unhealthy eating habits. It didn't work. I lost weight, but then I lost my health too, both physical and mental health. And it took me not days, not months, but years to recover from that and finally accept who I am today. Let me show you something. The stats are also shocking, you know. Men, you're not off the hook. 90% of men say that they feel the pressure to man up and hide their emotions. This toxic masculinity that stems from our society has alarming consequences. The report also says that men are 3.5 times more suicidal than women. Now the argument is not who is stronger, men or women. I'm trying to bring in the bigger picture here. And what about our children? Close to 160,000 kids skip school every day to avoid getting bullied. What are they getting bullied on? Their looks, their backgrounds, their wealth, and these poor kids try so hard to change themselves just to fit in, barely just to survive. I am who I am. It's just 4 words, 4 simple words, yet so hard to embrace. Does it really happen to us? Meet Marilyn Monroe, a Hollywood sensation during the 1950s. Marilyn Monroe was and still is considered a cultural symbolism for many, right? She acted in quite a few movies, gained recognition and fame, and then she was at the peak of her career. But Marilyn was always under the pressure to maintain certain body measurements that was considered sexy at that point of time. And because of this, Marilyn experienced bouts of depression and mental health issues. Well, some say her mental health issues attribute to her hereditary causes. But who are we kidding? The society is no innocent here. And because of this, Marilyn Monroe took her own life in 1962. This is the story of Marilyn Monroe. She was loved for who she wasn't because a woman portrayed to the world and on the big screens never really existed. Let me show you something. Does this look cute? Okay, this is my best friend. Her name is Libby. This one, the girl with the spectacles. Nivi and I have been friends for more than 7 years now. And we are pretty close. And as you can see, the time spent with her is always smiles and laughter. Nivi is the kindest, most empathetic, and most cheerful personality that I've ever seen. That was until this happened. During our college and undergraduation, I noticed certain changes in Nivi's behavior. And something was just not sitting right with me. She became quieter and quieter. She stopped mingling with her classmates, stopped engaging in any conversations with our fellow classmates. She started to lock herself up quite frequently. And I thought it was because she was mad at me. I thought it was about me. How narcissistic. But then little did I know, it was the other way around. My friend was suffering. She tried to shrink herself both physically and metaphorically. Diets, self-help books, and endless hours of practicing to be ladylike and likable. When I came to know about this, I rushed to her home, sat with her, had a heart-to-heart conversation with her. I told her about how kind she is, how smart she is, how talented she is, and most importantly, how authentic and unique she is. It did help, but nothing changed overnight. This happened around 5 to 6 years ago. And even today, we seek reassurance from each other whenever we need it. And it serves as a reminder to how freaking amazingly awesome we are. I am who I am. It's not a phrase, but a revolution. It's a battle cry against a society that profits from our self-doubt. Every time we embrace our authentic selves, we are learning to love ourselves a little bit more. Every time we celebrate our uniqueness, we are creating more space for others to do the same. But let's be real. The journey to self-acceptance isn't easy. It's a daily choice, a constant reminder, a constant struggle against the voices that tell us that we are not good enough. Sometimes, loving ourselves feels like we are climbing the Mount Everest in flip-flops. But here's the beautiful truth. The struggle itself is what makes us magnificent. Our battle scars, our imperfections, our unique quirks, they are not flaws to be fixed. In fact, they are the very essence of what makes us us. So I challenge you, the next time you look into a mirror, don't search for your flaws. Search for your story. See the laugh lines on your face as a map of your joy. See the scars on your body as the testaments of your resilience, and see your uniqueness as a gift to this world. And I want to end, one second, and I want to leave you with these words. I am who I am. Not a carbon copy, not a sham. Uniquely flawed, perfectly imperfect, a masterpiece in progress, but already worth it. So society screams, fit in, conform, but I'm the lightning that comes before the storm. Too loud, too quiet, too much, too little, I'm the riddle that refuses to be riddled. You say change, I say watch me rise. Authenticity is my hard-earned prize. In a world of fitters and fake facades, I stand real, raw, applaud my flaws. I am who I am, not your expectations, not your plan. I am the verse that breaks your rhyme, the clock that refuses to chime. So world, take note, I stand, unapologetically me, this is my brand. In all my glory, in all my shame, I am who I am, and that's my claim to fame. Remember, in a society that profits from our self-doubt, loving ourselves sometimes feels like and is an act of rebellion. So rebel, my friends. Be authentically and unapologetically you. Because you are who you are. Thank you.